Lockdown was unexpected, entirely unexpected. Um, Lockdown was unexpected, entirely unexpected. But God knew that it was going to happen, and for that, I'm grateful. Before lockdown, I took on a nephew and niece into the home. So when lockdown came, I was, in a place where I now had 3 teens in the house. It's been great. I mean, for me, it's been just a time when I've just become, I think, so much closer to my son, and I've been able to engage more with the teenagers that are in my home. Over and above that, because I take care of vulnerable children, it's been an honor and a privilege to kind of take on different roles as I've been working on a day-to-day basis with these children in our children's home.
Lockdown for me has been 3 ways really. The first was as a mom to a child who was writing his grade 7s. I was in full tutor mode, which was hard. Like, the adjustment was terrible for me. As a human being, an adult who's used to being up and about, it was a difficult adjustment, but I felt that for the sake of security for myself in the home, it was necessary. And then as a citizen of Zimbabwe, I felt that lockdown presented new boundaries and challenges for the community in general, because suddenly your neighbor was no longer just your neighbor, but was somebody who was a potential carrier of the coronavirus.
Man, it's been pretty hectic, it's been lazy, sort of kind of drifting away. But yeah, at the end, you just have to get the positives out of that as well.
Well, lockdown came just after my grandmother's 95th birthday, so I was sad that we couldn't, as a family, go and meet her, and she's in Gutu, and so I was very sad about that she had to go through lockdown on her own. That was a very big blow for me. And one of the other laws has been, sadly, being in a house with just teens and, just going through the same thing over and over. But the highs have been, the time that I spent with these children that are in our children's home, the building of relationship, that was entirely God-given. I mean, I've taken on a role as a teacher, as a tutor for some of these kids. And just to see the giftings of God in some of these children, that has been my high point. You can see a child pass by, but when you spend time and you build and you invest, you see so much more. So for me, the highs have been the relationships that have been built and the opportunities that God has given me to see beyond the humanoids that have been around me all my life.
The highest for me has been when I find a place to live as one who rents. It has always been, it's not just a house but a home. And home feels like home for me. It's a place I look forward to being and staying at. And that has been amazing, like just being able to be at home and have those quiet moments and reflection, being made to bond with my child and children. So that has been a high, like really catching up with myself rather. The lows, as I said, the restrictions, I know it keeps us safe, but at the same time also the fabric that holds our society together has been challenged and even torn apart. Like getting back to that level where you can invite a friend for a cup of coffee, what protocols do you go through to make it safe for you both? And how then do you know it's currently unsafe? So that's been the low, that the definition of our relationships has changed irreversibly.
And what do you think the highs and the lows? What's been the positive? What's been the negative of lockdown?
Well, the positives are that I've seen the people that I need in my life and those that I certainly don't need. Especially when it comes to things I'm trying to focus on spiritually, understand? Yeah. So I guess it's a bit of both, but then there's always one that's bigger than the other. Yeah.
So for me, the encouraging thing that I would say is every season God is present. That's my biggest encouragement. And that all our past, everything we've ever gone through is a preparation for such a time as this. And I've seen how so many things that I've gone on in my past have been used for such a time as this. So for me, the encouragement is there's never any time lost. It's not time to look back into the past and wish for the good old days, because God is very present today. I mean, yes, we've been separated as believers, each one in their own, sort of secluded place. But God during that time has stepped in, and He's wanted a close relationship with each one of us. And for me, I think it's great. So the encouragement is to look to the future. Let's get excited about what God wants to do, and let's get real with where we are at as individuals, as believers, as families.
Yeah, quite a few actually. The one that's the greatest for me is that you just have to keep at what you're doing. For me, it's been those moments where I feel down and I just listen to worship music.
But at the end of the day, I believe that we need to still be able to hold ourselves accountable. What happens in between? Are you going to ignore your neighbor's plight because you feel that there's a risk that you may contract something from them? But at the same time, we have a Christian duty. So my encouragement to everybody is, faith is good, but faith without action, it just renders you to be a stagnant kind of person. So you need to tell yourself and define who you are and where you're going, and based on that little roadmap, you can then map out small steps at a time that progressively take you to the bigger picture. I've always had an open door policy, and within reason, I still am able to have that conversation with a friend in need. I'm still able to drop off that small food parcel to a neighbor. We need to reach out. Instead of holding back, we need to be able to reach out. Stay safe, but reach out, because somebody out there is praying for your intervention and you are sitting on it.